the Dice Tower. I'm Camilla Cleghorn.
I'm Chris Yee.
And today we're going to take a look at a little bitty game called Tucano. Tucano?
Nailed it.
Tucano.
Toucan, no!
No. Toucan, yes.
Toucan, yes.
Toucan, yes. Yes, we're going to take a look at it. Let's check out how it plays real quick. Tucano is coming to you from Helvetique, and it's designed by Theo Riviera. It's going to have a age of 6 to 99, 2 to 4 players, and an estimated playtime of 15 minutes. In Tucano, you're going to have your deck of cards, which is out, and there's only one deck for everybody. You're going to reveal the first 3 cards, and you are ready to begin the game. On your turn, you're going to have to choose one of those 3 columns and play it face up in your own tableau area, and then refill 1 card to each column. The next person then will go as well. They will choose a column and then again add 1 card. This is going to continue until you deplete the deck. Once the deck is depleted, you go until you only have 1 column left. So once the deck is depleted, one person will take one, the next person takes one, and then the game is over. At that point, you go into scoring. A couple different things on the cards, though, to note. On the bottom half of the deck, you are going to have these Toucan cards, which have a couple special abilities. These are played immediately in the game for their ability, and there's only a couple of them. If you have this gift symbol here, then you have to take something from your own tableau and give it to another player. If you have this symbol here, the stealing one, then you take one from someone else's tableau and add it to your own. And if you have this symbol, that means you're going to take everything in your play area and turn it over, meaning it cannot be stolen or gifted from then on. It also means you can no longer look at it. Why is that important? Because this game is going to be scored on set collection. So when you have after the game, you're going to look at everything you have, order them by their types, and score accordingly. So some of them, for example, the avocados here are going to be 1 point per card, unless you have the most of them, and then they're 3 points per card. Some of them, like the star fruit here, is depending on how many you have, and this is the total number. So for example, on the star fruit here, there's only 5 in the entire deck, and if you have all 5, then that's 15 points. Same here for our plums, perhaps. There's 6 of those, and again, you can see the points depending on the number you have, 1, 2, 3, and 5. So the scoring is all very similar to that, but of course, there are negative ones as well. If you have 1 pineapple, it is worth 0 points, but 2 pineapples are worth negative 2 points. There's a coconut, he likes to be alone. So if you only have 1 coconut, he's worth 8 points. If you have 2, it's 6, and so it goes down in points. So each one is going to have its different scoring. At the end, everyone's going to, again, just group all their fruits together here and score the points, and highest score wins. That's going to be it for Tucano. All right, so there it is. As you can see, there's not a whole lot as far as rules go, you know? So, but I thought it was really interesting. I'll just jump right in here with one thing that I really liked about it was it's not very heavy rules-wise, but it does have some room for varying strategies.
And I like that. I love a game that says, like, it's not a one-trick pony.
Right.
It could easily be, but hey, there's a little more depth to it. The fact that there's some cards that you don't want to collect, and you go, oh god, I won't always grab the pile that has more cards than others.
Right. You really do have to look at that balance of it, as well as knowing what's in your own collection to see if that pile, yes, it might have the most, but it's not of value to you, because even those good cards don't play into what you've already built up. You know?
Yeah, because some of them ramp up at different rates, and some of them you start negative, and then you have to work into 0. Then you get like a huge payoff. So you're sitting there going, like, isn't it worth chasing that right now? I don't know.
Right, which I think leads to a really good tension in the game, as well as there is going to the opportunity for a little bit of hate drafting.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, absolutely.
Where it's a little bit of like, gosh, that one's okay for me, but it's really good for him. So, nope, that's going in my tableau. But also knowing, I think, the second half of the game that these Toucan cards come into play is really key. Kind of watching the deck dwindle down. So we are kind of trying to see when they might start coming into effect to know that that great juicy card that you have could get stolen.
I think there's a few things that elevate this game beyond what looks like a simplistic game. It looks like a game that there's nothing to it. Yeah, take cards and get points, right? But the fact that the fun way that the cards score in different ways, you're kind of watching the other players, that tension, and then the fact that these special, like the stealing card and the gifting to other people cards, will come in the second half of the game,
Yes.
means that you have built a bit of a collection. You have something worth dishing out to another player. Or you you thought that you had all the rambutan. Guess what? That's nice. That's a small design touch. When I look at this designer, I believe it's Theo Rivera.
Yeah, I think I called him Theo in the overview, but yeah, it is Theo.
Yeah, when I look at Theo Rivera's games, he's part of that French game collective that tend to make really smart, clever games like King Domino. Super simple, but some good depth for how simple a game it is. And that, to me, the toucans in the second half of the deck, I was like, oh, cool. There is something special here.
Right. And what I think was really interesting, too, is one of the really good cards, one of the good toucan cards for you, there's only 3 different ones, but one of them is the turn over symbol, where you can take your tableau and turn it over so it can no longer be stolen from.
Yeah.
But that comes at a cost. It means you no longer know what's in your collection, bringing in a little bit of memory. So like in one of the playthroughs that we did, that card really saved me because I was able to turn over my really juicy collection, and the very next card that came out was a stealing one.
Juicy,
see?
Yeah.
And so that really saved some pretty powerful cards that I had, or a pretty powerful collection that I had built up. But as I'm turning it over, I'm like, okay, 2 orange, 3 red, Okay, I got it. We can move on now, And so it comes at a cost.
It's not too much. But also, if you have any negative cards, you're like, I was really hoping to gift that out. But you know what? I have enough strength here that you might take the turn over my card, that little toucan one, by itself.
Right.
And that, to me, speaks to how well balanced this game is. If the central conceit of it is you can grab from a stack that has 1, 2, 5 cards. Will I ever grab a single card? And sometimes you might.
You might, yeah, right, depending on the different synergy that you have going. If you're going for the avocado, for example, where it's either worth 1 or 3 points each if you have the most. A 3-point card is pretty significant.
Absolutely, and the fact that all of them, this is either 4 points or 12.
Right,
I'm going to chase avocados.
Absolutely, so you might do that. Right, or if it's near the end of the game and you don't have any coconuts, yeah, cool, that's 8 points in 1 card.
Yeah.
Something like that. So I do think that there is a really good, for such a simple game, a really good kind of tension as well as just kind of arc to the game.
Yeah.
Which I think in such a simplistic play can be difficult to do, for it not just to feel like, light slap happy,
Absolutely.
But also doesn't feel bad, like a bunch of take that. There are take that moments, but it's also pretty clear what you should do. Obviously, you're going to come after this pineapple, not a pineapple, that'd be a bad one, a banana, because there's only 3 bananas in play right now, and you want to make sure you have the most, whatever. So on that note as well, with the differences, I love that each fruit here does feel a little different in what it does, yet there is such a limited iconography.
Yes.
You look at the card and you know exactly what it says, and how it scores. You look at the card and you know exactly how many is in the deck.
Yeah.
So I can look and be like, you have 2, that one's 1, there's only 4 total, because all the information is right here in such a clear way. So the graphic design on this goes so smoothly into the gameplay. I think that was huge for me in such a little game, that you have all the information at your hands, you have no questions about it, and the game just is instantly intuitive and quick.
Absolutely. I think it's missed a little bit on some of the cards, like some of the ones that have the majority thing don't say how many there are, but also
that's true, yeah.
Deal with it. It's a teeny quick little card game.
It's a majority. You know what I mean? Like, and so it doesn't matter really, but yeah.
Also, the art is absolutely adorable.
Super cute.
When we played this, I think it was Z who said the little arms on all the characters look like those memes where like people draw the little arms on things that don't have arms.
If birds had arms,
If cabbage had arms, Yeah. So great look.
Super cute.
Easy theme, collect fruit, get the most points, everything.
Done. Yeah. I think it is going to get compared to Sushi Go.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. I've only ever played Sushi Go Party, and I think when after one of our plays, I made the comment, I was like, I'd play this over Sushi Go Party because it's so much quicker to get to the table with the setup, and I realized at that point that is when I realized that I'd only ever played Sushi Go Party, not Sushi Go.
Oh, yeah, because originally you just shuffle up and go.
Right, get it?
Go.
Yeah. So that's when I realized it. But I think it is going to get compared to that, and for me, I would play it over Sushi Go Party, or not that I'd play it over it, I think it would hit the table more over it because of the simplistic nature of the setup and just jumping right in, can teach to everybody. It's also so quick. You can play it multiple times, you can play it once, and I really haven't had a negative experience with it yet.
Yeah, no, So final score-wise for me, we've talked a lot of positive about it, and this score I hope sounds congruous with what positive I've said about it. I'm giving it a 7.5 because I like it. I'm not going to pull it out all the time. I think that there's a lot of other like small little quick card games like this that I might go to first. But I think this one plays really well for young families if you have kids because of how you say it's instantly intuitive.
Intuitive, yeah.
I almost said intuitable.
Oh,
Not a word. But it's quite simple still, but it has some nice little bits of depth for how simple it is. A 7.5 for me. I'm still recommending it. And in fact, what I would say is if you have a young family or you need more little quick shuffle cards, deal cards out games, then my score personally is 7.5, but this might be higher for you. This is a recommendation. I absolutely recommend it.
Right. I'm going to come in a little bit higher on this one. I'm going to come in at an 8. And for me, again, I have a lot of positive to say about it. At the end of the day, it is still just a little filler game or a doctor's office game, something like that. Like when you're traveling, something like that. And I think for that, I would absolutely recommend it. In actual gameplay, I'd want a little bit more, but this is one that I can see hitting the table a lot. Somebody asked, hey, I travel a lot. What's something that I can play on the train or on the plane or, in between or at a swim meet? This is one that I could pull out, to play in between different heats and things like that. I could see it hitting the table in a lot of those situations. Like I said, it's still very light, it's still very quick. So I think my enjoyment of it fits what it is.
Exactly.
It nailed what it was going for. Ultimately, I do want a bigger game, more of a game for my personal taste, but for what it's going for, absolutely would recommend it, and I think it's one that's going to hit the table quite a bit. And so for that, it's an 8. It does what it does very, very well. So that's it for us with Tucano. I'm Camilla Cleghorn.
And I'm Chris Yee.
Thanks for stopping by, and eat some fruit, but not bananas.
No, apparently they're not great.
They're not super. Oh, no. No, don't lie to me. Pineapples. Pineapples are good.
Pineapples are